The Lakers use the first day of NBA free agency to bolster their bench, while the Clippers, they just watch the tumbleweeds roll by. And Mookie Betts gets a golden opportunity to ruin his swing for ESPN. Good morning. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos Morning Report. I'm still on the road on July 1st, 2023. Miserable for every day that I'm away from my friends and family. But this is how we stay happy, by being in the know about LA sports. If you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And yes, comment. I try to get back to every one of you. We added new subscribers to the Angeleno Familia yesterday. Thank you for getting in on the ground floor. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. And by the way, there is also an El Trafico kit giveaway. If you're a fan of the LA Galaxy, we have the new LA kit in men's extra large. Are you a fan of LAFC? We have a men's extra large inaugural season kit. All you have to do, subscribe to the channel, and then comment which team you root for. We will be announcing the winners of that contest the day after the Rose Bowl game. In other words, we announce winners on July 5th. Now, to the scoreboard before we go to the news and notes. Mookie Betts goes bananas. 4 for 4, couple of home runs. Dodgers 9, Kansas City 3. Dodgers still 2 games behind the Arizona Diamondbacks, by the way. Azura Stevens scores 15 points. Chicago 86. Sparks 78. Meanwhile, today the Dodgers are playing in Kansas City at 4. Julio Urias is back. His first start in over a month. He is 5-4 with a 4.39 ERA. Daniel Lynch for the Royals, 1-3 with a 3.96 ERA. It is Galaxy game day. They are playing up at San Jose. And the Galaxy are the team that clearly, they're like, we don't need no stinking center backs. They waived Sega Coulibaly yesterday. Who plays center back for this team now? Can somebody answer that for me? You sure aren't going to get the answer from Jalen Neal. He's off with the American national team, for Pete's sakes. By the way, LAFC is also playing at FC Dallas. That game is at 5:30. Now, somewhere in El Segundo, there's Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, both with their wine flutes filled to the brim with a delightful Merlot, and then they clink glasses, and then they just spend hours upon hours looking at all the media reports on all the big names the Lakers were supposed to get and just laughing their ass off. Laughing their ass off. Is there any more pointless thing to do than, we've got a hot rumor about the Lakers and who they're going to get? We've been hearing this since way before I started this show. Kyrie Irving re-signed with the Dallas Mavericks, and Brian Windbag of ESPN is still like, any day now he's going to be in purple and gold. Stop it, guys. Stop it. We've been saying it for years. Pointless rumor after pointless rumor. Now, what the Lakers did do instead was bolster the bench, which does not sound sexy until you take a step back and you realize that LeBron James, unfortunately, is not bulletproof anymore. He's been injury prone for a while. Same with Anthony Davis. So most of the bullets in the chamber were out to try to help the Lakers when James inevitably gets hurt. So I'm not trying to sit there and tell you, for example, that Taurean Prince is the savior of the Lakers. I'm not even trying to tell you that Cam Reddish is the savior of the Lakers. I'm just basically saying that when James inevitably gets dinged, these guys can help bridge the gap. Because last year, or the last few years, whenever James got hurt, the Lakers would have to go small. And they don't have to do that now. Now, to be clear, most of the bullets that they had, most of the cash that they had available in free agency was to get Gabriel Vincent. They basically took the starting point guard from the Miami Heat. Taurean Prince got himself a mid-level exception, and that's cool. Prince is a 3-and-D guy who will slide right into Darvin Ham's offensive setup. It's called the 1-4 offensive scheme. You like to have 3-and-D guys in there. He's going to be the primary one. Cam Reddish could also fill in that too. The Lakers also officially keep Rui Hachimura. Now, that was expected. We've been talking about it for weeks. Hachimura gets a 3-team deal. This, however, does have trickle-down effects. For example, Dennis Schroeder is gone, which you may or may not like. But Dennis Schroeder, he saw the writing on the wall. The contracts were going to other guards, such as Vincent. Schroeder then goes out and he decides to sign up with Toronto. Also, D'Angelo Russell, not signed as the moment that I'm making this clip. He is arguably the best free agent left on the market after day one. He is still in play for the Lakers. The Lakers have the salary cap space to keep him. Austin Reeves has not been signed yet. The Lakers are obviously trying to see what somebody else does before they sit there and rubber stamp the matching deal. Now, where does all this lead to after everything settles? At this moment, if I were to guess, the starting 5 of the Lakers were on the team last season. That would be Reeves, LeBron James, Rui Hachimura, Anthony Davis, and should he re-sign D'Angelo Russell? Now, if he doesn't sign Russell, Vincent steps in. That's it. Straight and simple. Prince and Reddish spell LeBron James. The problem with the Lakers roster is backup center. They don't have one. They cut Mo Bamba. So the Lakers have a little bit more work to do. A little bit more. But their roster is pretty much filled out. You ever try to keep a fart quiet? You know? You're at a wedding, you're hoping to get lucky with one of the bridesmaids, and damn it, that Panda Express is backing up like a mug. And you're just sitting there hoping that nobody hears what you ate too fast. That is kind of the way it looked to me with what the Clippers were doing in day one of free agency, right? Because the party that's in front of you, much like the wedding ceremony, is the party is the Clippers are going to get James Harden. And then meanwhile in the back, you're like, no, we just traded for Balsa Korprakova from Detroit. No disrespect. I don't mind that you were named after a piece of wood, but I've never heard of a Balsa Korprakova. That is the quietest little toot in the history of NBA free agency. I can't think of anything that went quieter. After all of this pomp and circumstance, oh, they're going to go get James Harden. Oh, they're going to go get Malcolm Brogdon. Oh, they're going to keep Russell Westbrook. None of those things happened. None of them. Now, what can I tell you about each of those 3 players? Because the rumors are still persisting. According to The Athletic, multiple Clippers team officials who were off the record called a trade for Harden premature. As for Malcolm Brogdon, guy from Boston, that's another name we've all read. The reason he keeps getting linked up to the Clippers is that he has the same physical build and the same player mentality as Eric Gordon, a guy that they cut a couple of days ago. You know, a dude that you could throw out there who could play guard and guard bigger players. But apparently the front office is not as hype on Brogdon. They want to give Bones Highland a shot at the job. Bones Highland, who they acquired from Denver last year. Now, as for Russell Westbrook, I'm guessing that LA is hoping that the price on Russell Westbrook drops big time so they can try and sneak in and keep him on the cheap after all the so-called big names have signed. So there were reasons that the Clippers were quiet. It just startles people that the Clippers were quiet because all you hear are these breathless, unfounded rumors, just like you do with the Lakers. Mookie Betts is tied for 3rd in the National League with 22 home runs, and as a result was invited to the annual Destroy Your Swing Party, also known as Home Run Derby. I don't like it. I don't like it for a lot of reasons. It has jacked up many men's hitting mechanics after the All-Star break. And why would you do that? Why? Just so you could hear Chris Berman go back, 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 back for 3 hours? Why would you do that to yourself? I mean, and by the way, I know Chris Berman apparently has finally been laid off, been sent out to pasture. Thank the Lord, right? I mean, we don't need to hear back, 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 back. Make your home run calls now interesting, ESPN. Use your cells, ESPN. That ball is out of here like Max Kellerman. That's a home run call we ought to hear. Jalen Rose ain't grabbing that one. It's two gone. It's something like that. Get something fascinating for the home run derby. It's just batting practice, for Pete's sakes. The Dodgers have activated a relief pitcher, Daniel Hudson. He had blasted out his ACL a year ago. He was still on the injured list. He's coming back. Nick Robertson, as a result, goes to AAA Oklahoma City, and Ricky Vanasco is designated for assignment. I like Raheem Morris. I do. But I have to ask about the results as his job as Rams defensive coordinator. Have we been giving this guy a free pass? Remember, in 2020, before Brandon Staley left the Rams to become the head coach of the Chargers, LA's defense led the league in everything but rushing. They were number one in everything. Yards allowed, points allowed, pass yards allowed. They were number 3 against the run. Since then, however, under Raheem Morris, they then dropped to 17th, and then they dropped to 19th. Now the roster has been completely purged. So you have to ask yourself, does Raheem Morris have it within him to keep the Rams at least mid of the pack? Because if the Rams come in butt naked last in defense, people are going to be asking for the guy to get fired. And it doesn't matter whether or not the Rams purge their roster or not. Something to keep in mind when training camp and the regular season eventually start to kick in. We've been mentioning the El Tráfico giveaway. As for El Tráfico itself, the Rose Bowl might be filled to the brim July 4th when LA Galaxy return to their original stadium to take on LAFC. And I'll be there looking forward to it. The current attendance record in MLS, by the way, 74,479 when Charlotte FC debuted with a home match against the Galaxy a year ago. For soccer, the Rose Bowl holds about 80,000. The Galaxy and LAFC are saying that there are only a few tickets left. So it's going to push 80 grand. The Kings have re-signed minor leaguer Taylor Ward. No, Taylor Ward does not play goalie. But thank you for asking. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Let me know what you think of the Lakers' rebuilt bench. Let me know if you think the Clippers actually are in the running for James Harden. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. Subscribe to the channel and take your chance at an LAFC or LA Galaxy kit. We'll be back later tonight with a Galaxy Rapid recap. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Corte El Queso production. Take care.